Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. This time we'll be exploring a blog post titled This Week in Review, TWIR, 2024, Week 52, from qianmeng.org.
It's quite a unique blog post in that it's used by its author, Ang, a software engineer, to track his progress on a wide range of goals.
That's right, and his goals span everything from health and wellness to coding and even gardening. We might uncover a few surprises along the way.
Let's jump in.
So right off the bat, we see that Ang is dedicated to getting 7 hours of sleep every night.
And it's not always consistent, is it? He mentions his sleep can be a bit sporadic.
Yeah, with split sleep sessions.
I think many people listening can relate to that in this busy world we live in.
Absolutely. And he even mentions he needs a new mattress to improve his sleep.
Sometimes the simple solutions are the best ones, right?
Yeah.
Even with all the sleep tracking technology available these days.
Definitely. Now, in addition to sleep, Ang is also aiming for 5,000 walking steps daily.
Although it seems like he's having a bit of an issue with his pedometer. Oh yeah, that's right. He says it only tracks steps accurately when it's held at a certain angle.
It's funny how technology can still have those little quirks sometimes.
It makes you wonder how much we can actually rely on all these gadgets and apps for tracking our health data.
That's a great point. It's a growing concern as technology becomes more and more integrated into our health and fitness routines.
But technology aside, let's talk about Ang's approach to diet. He's following the 168 intermittent fasting method.
So he fasts for 16 hours each day and has an 8-hour eating window.
That's right. And he's also adopted the 2-1-1-2-2-1 diet.
Which means 2 parts veggies, 1 part protein, and 1 part carbs or fruit.
Exactly. But he admits that takeout food has been a bit of a downfall, leading to weight gain.
That's something so many people struggle with, isn't it? Trying to stick to healthy eating habits in a world full of tempting convenience foods.
It's definitely a challenge. But let's move on to something that I found really interesting. Ang's mindfulness practices.
Oh yes, he's quite the mindfulness enthusiast, isn't he?
He's not just sticking to traditional sitting meditation, he's also doing walking meditation.
And something called mental noting.
It seems like he's really trying to weave mindfulness into his daily life in various ways.
Walking meditation is a fantastic way to bring awareness to the physical sensations of walking. Really focusing on the movement of your body, the feeling of your feet on the ground.
And mental noting.
Well, it involves observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. It's like mentally labeling them.
Yeah.
Thinking, feeling, judging.
Ah, I see. So it's about creating a sense of distance from those thoughts and feelings.
Exactly. It allows you to see them more clearly without getting swept away by them.
It's almost like becoming an observer of your own mind.
Precisely. And I think this ties in nicely with another intriguing detail Ang mentions. Having lots of discussions, but remains stoic.
Oh, yes, I was wondering about that. What do you make of it?
Well, it suggests a level of emotional regulation and resilience that's quite impressive. He's engaging in discussions, likely encountering different viewpoints, yet he manages to maintain his composure.
It seems like his mindfulness practices might be playing a role in that.
I think so. It's like those practices are spilling over into other areas of his life, helping him stay grounded, even in potentially stressful situations.
And speaking of potentially stressful situations, let's dive into Ang's coding goals. He's contributing to open source projects in multiple programming languages.
Python, Elixir, Erlang, Rust, and Go. It's an impressive list.
It's like he's a coding polyglot. On top of that, he's working on his own personal projects. This guy's dedication is remarkable.
And it speaks volumes about his passion for coding. Many software developers see it as more than just a job. It's a craft they're constantly honing and pushing the boundaries of.
It's that constant learning and exploration that seems to drive a lot of software engineers. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Ang mentions using an AI chatbot as a coding partner.
Ah, yes, the rise of AI in software development. It's certainly generating a lot of buzz these days.
But is it all it's cracked up to be? What's your take on it?
Well, AI can be a powerful tool. It can automate tasks, provide code suggestions, and even help you debug.
So it's like having a superpowered coding assistant.
In a way, yes. But it's important to remember that AI is still in its early stages, and it has its limitations. It's not a replacement for human ingenuity and problem-solving skills.
Ang actually mentions that he's had mixed results using the AI chatbot.
It highlights both the potential and the limitations of this technology. You still need that human touch to guide the process and ensure the code is doing what it's supposed to do.
It's not a magic bullet, that's for sure. But let's move on to another area where Ang is setting some ambitious goals. Writing.
He aims to write 2 blog posts per day.
And he rereads his old posts. It's quite the commitment.
It is. I think writing, even beyond just technical documentation, can be a powerful tool for personal growth.
In what way?
Well, it forces you to articulate your thoughts clearly and refine your ideas. And often, through the process of writing, you uncover new insights you wouldn't have otherwise.
Ah, so it's about sharpening your thinking and gaining new perspectives.
Exactly. And by rereading his old posts, Eng is essentially engaging in a dialogue with his past self. He's reflecting on his growth and identifying patterns in his thinking.
It's like creating a feedback loop for his personal development. He's learning and evolving through the act of writing and revisiting his work. But let's shift gears now and talk about something a little more unexpected. Fish keeping and gardening.
This is where things take an interesting turn, right? From coding and writing to fish tanks and gardens. Quite the mix of interests.
It definitely adds another dimension to his story. So he mentions a yellow-blue rack fish tank setup. Any idea what that might be?
It's hard to say for sure, but the color combinations suggest he might be using specific lighting to enhance the colors of his fish and plants.
Like a miniature stage for his aquatic friends?
Precisely. It's a common technique in aquascaping, where the goal is to create these visually stunning aquarium ecosystems that mimic natural environments.
So it's not just about keeping fish, it's about creating an artistic display.
Exactly. It's a blend of science and art. Now, he also mentions outdoor ponds with guppies and salvinia plants, and it seems the guppies are multiplying rapidly.
He'll have a whole guppy empire soon. What's interesting is that he shows salvinia plants for his setup. They're known for their rapid growth and ability to absorb excess nutrients from the water, making them popular for aquaponics systems.
Which is a sustainable system where fish waste fertilizes plants, creating this symbiotic relationship between the two.
So it's like he's building his own little ecosystem right in his backyard. But it's not all smooth sailing in his gardening endeavors.
It seems he's facing some challenges.
Yeah, he mentions struggling to optimize his workspaces and battling a tricky microclimate.
It's a good reminder that gardening, much like coding, requires adaptability and a willingness to experiment and learn from both successes and setbacks.
Whether it's lines of code or rows of plants, it seems like Aang approaches everything with a problem-solving mindset.
Absolutely. He's not one to shy away from a challenge. Whether it's pushing his coding skills, diving deep into mindfulness, or figuring out the best way to nurture his guppies and salvinia, he's constantly learning and growing.
And I think that's a key takeaway from this initial look into Aang's world.
He's not just going through the motions. He's actively seeking growth and knowledge in all areas of his life.
It's inspiring to see someone so dedicated to self-improvement.
It certainly is, and I think there's a lot we can learn from his approach. But before we dive into that, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've uncovered so far.
Sounds good to me. What are your initial impressions from this first glimpse into Aang's world? What stands out to you the most?
Well, I think what's most striking is just how much he takes on and how intentional he seems to be about his personal growth. It's not just one thing, it's this whole idea of self-improvement.
Like he's not limiting himself.
Right. Yeah. It's a good lesson for all of us, I think. Having a variety of goals helps you from getting burnt out. And, you get to explore different sides of yourself.
It's like he's avoiding putting all his eggs in one basket.
Exactly.
But with so many things going on, how does he actually stay on track? It seems overwhelming.
I think his blog plays a big part in that. He tracks everything so meticulously.
It's not just a diary, though, right?
No, it's more than that. It's like a tool for accountability. When you document your journey, you're more likely to stick with it.
It's like he's making a commitment by making it public.
Right. There's something powerful about that. Putting your goals out there, whether it's on a blog, a journal, or even just telling a friend, it helps you stay focused.
It's like you're answering to someone, even if it's just yourself.
That's right.
But motivation can be tough, even if you have the best intentions. There are days when you just don't feel like it. What happens then?
That's where understanding the why behind your goals really comes in. And what's interesting is that Aang seems to have a clear sense of purpose for each of his goals.
Oh, I see what you mean. So it's not just about achieving a goal, it's about the reason behind it.
Exactly.
Can you give me an example? Like, how does that play out in his goals?
Well, take his health goals. He doesn't just want to sleep more or walk more. He wants to be healthier so he can do other things. It's not about the numbers themselves. It's about the bigger picture.
It's like those healthy habits are the foundation for everything else.
Exactly. That deeper purpose is what keeps him going, even when it's hard. It's not just about checking things off a list. It's about living a fulfilling life.
That makes sense. And what about his mindfulness practice?
Well, he sees meditation as a way to train his mind to be more focused and resilient. So it's not just about relaxing. It's about actively improving his mental fitness.
Like he's treating his mind like a muscle that needs to be worked out.
That's a great way to put it. It highlights how personal growth takes effort and discipline. But we all have those days when we just aren't motivated. What can we learn from Aang about dealing with those slumps?
That's a good question. I think his approach to coding might give us some clues. Remember how he mentioned using an AI chatbot for coding?
He did say he had mixed results with it.
But he emphasized that he still learned a lot from the experience.
So even when things don't work out perfectly, there's still value in trying new things.
It's not about being perfect, it's about learning from every experience.
Right. That's that growth mindset we talk about. It's essential for personal growth because there will be ups and downs. And remember how he rereads his old blog posts?
Yeah, it seems like he's reflecting on his past to learn from it.
Exactly. Reflecting on your past experiences, both the good and the bad, helps you see how much you've grown and what you can learn from your mistakes.
It's like looking back to move forward.
That's a good way to put it. And let's not forget about his hobbies, fish keeping and gardening.
They seem so different from his tech world.
But I think they add balance to his life. They challenge him in different ways.
It's like he's nurturing different parts of himself.
Exactly. It's refreshing to see that he's not limiting himself to just one definition of success. It's a more holistic view.
And it makes you wonder if there's a connection between his love of building systems in code and creating ecosystems in his fish tanks and gardens.
It's a fascinating thought. Maybe he finds satisfaction in nurturing growth and seeing how different elements interact, whether it's in the digital world or the natural world.
And speaking of his garden, he did mention having some trouble with a tricky microclimate.
Yeah, it seems like he's facing some challenges there. But it's a reminder that things don't always go as planned.
But it's important to keep trying, right?
Absolutely. Personal growth is like gardening. Sometimes there are setbacks and you have to adapt and learn from them. Aang's willingness to keep experimenting shows his dedication to improving.
It's that problem-solving mindset again, like debugging code. It takes trial and error to find what works.
Exactly. It's a valuable skill for any area of life. But even with all his planning and dedication, there are still some areas where he's working on things.
You're talking about that book on blood pressure, blood sugar, and blood lipids control.
Yes. Even someone as organized as Aang is still a work in progress.
It shows that personal growth is a journey, not a destination.
Exactly. And one thing that really impresses me about Aang is his self-awareness.
No. How so?
Well, remember how we talked about takeout food leading to weight gain? He doesn't shy away from acknowledging his challenges. That honesty is crucial for growth.
It's like he's constantly checking in with himself to see what's working and what's not.
Exactly. And that self-awareness allows him to adjust his approach as needed. That's a skill we can all benefit from, whether it's through mindfulness or just taking time to reflect.
It's about being honest with yourself and using that knowledge to guide your actions.
Right. And you can see that honesty in his writing, too. He's very open about his journey, even the tough parts.
Speaking of sharing, I was struck by how public he is with his blog. He puts it all out there for everyone to see.
I think there's a really powerful message in that for all of us.
That it's okay to be open about our struggles and our successes.
Exactly. Sharing our stories helps us connect with others and maybe even inspire them. It's like he's saying, hey, I'm figuring things out and you can too.
It makes personal growth seem more relatable and attainable. So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, what are some key takeaways from Aang's story?
Well, for me, it's a reminder that personal growth is possible for anyone. It's not about being perfect. It's about setting goals, having a purpose, and holding yourself accountable. It's about embracing challenges and learning from them. And most importantly, it's about being self-aware so you can keep growing.
That's well said. And I think there's one more thing to add. A love of learning. Aang's enthusiasm for new things, whether it's coding or gardening, is really inspiring. It shows that personal growth can be enjoyable and fulfilling.
Absolutely. And that leads us perfectly to our final thoughts for the listener. We've explored Aang's world, and now it's time to look at your own.
So we've spent some time with Aang and his journey, exploring all the different things he's working on.
And now it's time to shift gears a little bit and think about your own life.
What if you were to create your own version of This Week in Review? What would that look like for you?
What kind of goals would you track? Would you be super focused like Aang or go in a bunch of different directions?
And how would you hold yourself accountable? Would you make it public like Aang does with his blog?
Those are all really good questions to consider.
It all comes back to what's important to you, right? What are you hoping to achieve?
And remember, everyone's journey is different. What works for one person might not work for another.
So it's really about figuring out what works for you.
Exactly. Try different things and see what sticks.
Ang's story is a great reminder that personal growth can come from anywhere.
From coding to quiet walks in nature to even gardening. There are so many possibilities.
It's about being open to new experiences and embracing the journey.
And never stop learning. Keep that curiosity alive.
Well said. So, as we wrap up our deep dive into Aang's world, we want to encourage you to keep exploring.
Find things that inspire you.
And don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone.
If you're interested in learning more about Aang, you can find his blog at kianmeng.org.
It's a great place to see how he's putting all these ideas into practice.
And who knows, maybe you'll be inspired to create your own This Week in Review.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time.
Keep learning and keep growing.